Hello and welcome. You're watching This Is Exclusive with me, Shavan. So we're starting this edition with that big breaking news coming in. Earlier in the day, viewers, you saw that sting operation, the sting that was exposed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. We are now getting you latest details which no other network has at this point in time. As the liquor gate explodes, we get you the breaking news that's coming in. Accused number 30 in the CBI FIR has been examined by the agency. We're now given to understand the Sunny Marwah of Mahadev Liquors was questioned by the CBI over the license that was granted to him. CBI during its investigation has come across the profit of 80% made by liquor companies. Following the examination of the liquor companies, reliable sources say that the agency has come across instances of low bidding, licenses that were granted at a lower price. Certain liquor companies got the licenses at a much lower rate than others. So the question is, was the Central Bureau of Investigation aware of what was being said in this particular sting operation? Whether it is it some sort of a revelation for the agency itself? I'm given to understand that all the revelations that have been made by this person, the kin of the accused, was something that the CBI was already aware of. In fact, they've already come across the contents of this sting in their investigation itself, which means that this is technically not really new information for the agency itself, not a revelation per se for the agency. Of course, for the public, given the fact that this has now come out in the public domain, questions are essentially being raised about what's the profit game like. 80% of the money that was being made as profit, 20%. Where was the 20% really going? And whether at all this was a case of quid pro quo. Let me bring in my colleague Piyush Mishra, who's also been tracking the story very closely. Piyush, first take our viewers to the latest details that we are picking up from our sources. I'm given to understand Sunny Marwah, a person whom you've been tracking very closely. In fact, Piyush was outside Mahadev Liquors a few days ago, tracking down Sunny Marwah. He is now already been questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Well, yes, Shavan, like you rightly mentioned, that we have been tracking this story since beginning, and remember that we had also gone to the Okhla industrial area where there is the outlet, also the main factory where this liquor is also being manufactured. Mahadev Liquors, from where we had also filed the report. We tried to zero in on the location of Sunny Marwah, but after facing a few questions of CBI, he is not he was not being traced, and that is why we also try to get in touch with him. But now sources are suggesting that a huge profit, a huge commission was being enjoyed by Sunny Marwah, and that is why BJP is also coming out and claiming that 80% commission was set for Aam Aadmi Party leaders and the other players in that particular deal, and the 20% commission was basically for liquor vends, and it was allowed to liquor vends to sell liquors according to their whims and fancies. Now, if you talk about this person, he allegedly had two big licenses, and that was in zone in airport zone, and also there was another zone which was handed over to Sunny Marwah. So he was being seen as a big player. In fact, 5 people were being questioned by Central Bureau of Investigation, out of which Sunny Marwah was also one of them. CBI is still trying to look into the entire case, and today a statement was also issued by Central Bureau of Investigation saying that no clean sheet has been given to anyone. In fact, the investigation continues to go on. CBI has also rejected the claims those are being made by Manish Sisodia and also Arvind Kejriwal, where we have seen they coming out in open claiming that Central Bureau of Investigation has given clean sheet to Manish Sisodia. We'll have to wait and watch how the investigation further proceeds, but today's sting operation somewhere came out with more facts. One was about how the father of Sunny Marwah was on that particular hidden camera, claiming that out of the 12% commission, it was being dealt between the players in the government and the liquor vends, that as to how to convert the 6% commission into the black money, and then later on transfer it to the Aam Aadmi Party leaders or other players who were involved in that. So big claim was being made. In fact, BJP has also claimed that 80% commission was fixed for Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia and other Aam Aadmi Party leaders. That was the claim that was being made by the father of Sunny Marwah. We have also tried to get in touch with the father of Sunny Marwah, but he's not traceable. We also went to his Kalkaji's residence, but there also he's not there. So there are multiple things on which we are trying to get more and more details. But CBI has come out and made it very clear, Shravan, that the investigation is still underway. They have not given clean chit to anyone. In fact, the name of CBI officer which was being taken by Aam Aadmi Party leaders claiming that he was being pressurized to implicate Manish Sisodia. On that particular issue also CBI has said that he was not involved in the entire investigation. But this liquor gate, the new sting operation, the new video which has come out has stirred a massive political controversy, because BJP is now again asking multiple questions from Aam Aadmi Party, which also includes why Aam Aadmi Party government took back the liquor policy. They're also asking why 144 crore waiver was given to liquor vends, why 30 crore rupees additionally were waived off. Also BJP is asking that if Manish Sisodia is not corrupt, then why even after serious allegations Arvind Kejriwal is not taking his resignation. So political controversy is taking place. On the other side, CBI continues to investigate the entire case, but the role of Sunny Marwah has come out in open. Earlier also he was questioned by CBI, and the investigation of Central Bureau of Investigation continues to take place.
Well, in fact, we're also getting in one more breaking news. We'll perhaps just keep that ready. Once we're ready to put that breaking news that we're getting in, I'll just take a quick question from you with regards to what is largely being looked as something that the CBI was already aware of. Today, the public is aware of what was really happening as far as the profit allegedly being made by these very companies. But CBI apparently was already aware of it. They're already working on the fact that yes, they've come across instances where there was been low bidding that has taken place. Certain companies were essentially favored over others, especially 2 or 3 players, particularly the larger players, especially Mahadev Liquor being one of them, benefiting out of this particular scheme.
Well, absolutely, and CBI is also investigating, Shravan, the fact as to why re-tendering were issued to players who were blacklisted, and it was also being said that Mahadev Liquors was also among them. In fact, Indo Spirit was also among them, which was blacklisted, but still they were given tenders. CBI is also investigating as to how the entire money flow took place. You would remember, Shravan, that how papers were also handed over to few ED officers. So far, ED has not intervened and has not started its investigation, but CBI continues to investigate, and clean chit has not been given to Manish Sisodia. On the other side, we have seen how Aam Aadmi Party continues to claim that there is nothing in this entire scam, no involvement of Manish Sisodia is there. In fact, they are also saying that during its raid, the CBI could not find even an iota of money from the residence of Manish Sisodia. Yes, Shravan.
Well, in fact, we're getting it, Sabu. Big breaking news coming in. More details emerging right now. Reliable sources informing Republic TV that CBI, in all likelihood, would be examining about 12 public servants. That's the big details coming in. In fact, the reason why these public servants are being examined by the Central Bureau of Investigation is primarily because these public servants, it's suspected, was in touch with Sunny Marwah. In fact, some of them, we're being told, received some sort of a pecuniary advantage from Sunny Marwah for the licenses that were granted. L1 license was given to Sunny Marwah. In fact, Mahadev Liquors was granted license in an illegal manner. Now, that's what the Central Bureau of Investigation essentially suspects at this point in time. Important to point this out that the public servants are basically under the scanner because some of them were in touch with Sunny Marwah of Mahadev Liquor. And secondly, it is these public servants who have actually received some sort of a pecuniary advantage is what we are being told at this point in time. Let me once again bring in my colleague Piyush, who's joining us on this broadcast. Piyush, once again, Republic Media Network, the only network getting full leads as far as the investigation goes, it's gaining momentum. No matter how much criticism that the agency faces from the Aam Aadmi Party, two things emerges. One, which I want you to talk about, is what's the current stage of the investigation? Now we're being told that 12 public servants are under the scanner. Secondly, in terms of the procedure that is essentially followed, perhaps we could also talk a little bit about the procedure that is essentially followed by the Central Bureau of Investigation and the falsehoods that were peddled by the Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, if we talk about the current stage of investigation, what we are now given to understand is that more and more people are now on radar. What we are also learning, Shaman, is that 12 public servants are now on radar. In fact, their role surfaced after the link which was found of Amit Arora and also Sunny Marwah. Remember that a couple of days back, you yourself had broken out as to how the big chain of Amit Arora had also emerged. He was the one who was in touch with not only public servants but also in touch with private players and also people from the Aam Aadmi Party government. So entire chain was being investigated by Central Bureau of Investigation, and while continuing its investigation, what we are now learning is that CBI is now looking into the role of 12 public servants, which is certainly going to unearth more and more details as far as this entire liquor policy scam is concerned. Today in its sting operation also, BJP leader had claimed that commission of 80% was fixed for Aam Aadmi Party leaders and workers, and the name of few public servants was also taken by BJP, claiming that not only Manish Sisodia but there are friends of Aam Aadmi Party in government who also got benefit out of this liquor policy which was coined by Delhi government, and that needs to be investigated. So now 12 public servants are on radar, which is certainly indicating that CBI continues to investigate the entire case. Though, Shavan, you would remember that Aam Aadmi Party was claiming that clean chit has been given to Manish Sisodia by CBI. Now this certainly indicating that no clean chit has been given. In fact, CBI in its statement has also mentioned that they continue to investigate the entire case. Now the role of 12 public servants is now under radar, and that is also being investigated by Central Bureau of Investigation. If we talk about the political war of words taking place today, BJP is now asking as to why Manish Sisodia is not resigning, and why the government had to take place, had to withdraw this policy if they had so much confidence in that particular policy. We'll have to wait and watch how the CBI continues to investigate the entire case. But now role of 12 public servants is now under radar, and CBI is looking for more and more people.
Well, in fact, my colleague Piyush Mishra had tracked down the office of Mahadev Liquor just about a few days ago. In a Republic investigation also pointed out how Sunny Marwah hasn't been really coming to his own office. Why exactly is Sunny Marwah not really coming to his own office? Some people who work in his office say that he's not been attending his office from the time the Central Bureau of Investigation had filed the FIR. Let's take a look at this report filed by my colleague Piyush Mishra.
The war of words continues to take place between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP over the new excise policy of Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. CBI continues to investigate. Remember that CBI has so far interrogated 5 accused in this entire case. One of them is Sunny Marwah. Right now we are also at the office of Sunny Marwah, who is authorized signatory of Mahadev Liquors. You can see that's the address, official address, B303 Mahadev Mantra Private Limited, which is in Okhla Industrial Area. We tried to speak to guards. They are not divulging much more details about the whereabouts of Sunny Marwah. In fact, they are telling us that they have not seen him in the last 15 days. Remember that so far CBI has interrogated 5 accused in this case, which also includes Amit Arora, Sunny Marwah and many other people. In fact, people have connections with the Brinco Spirits company have also been questioned by a Central Bureau of Investigation. So the investigation continues to take place. We are showing you the office of Sunny Marwah Mahadev Mantra Private Limited, which is also office of Mahadev Liquors, and here it's the very place which is now in question. Remember that earlier CBI had done its raid, carried out its raid at multiple locations in Delhi, in Telangana and in other parts of national capital. And here, when we tried to get in touch with Sunny Marwah, the security guards are telling us that they have not seen him in the last 15 days.
Well, shifting focus now to the other big story that we are getting for you on this edition of This Is Exclusive. Remember, after India's loss to Pakistan, there was a vicious campaign that was started against our hero Arshdeep. In fact, what was turning out was once again a clear design of Pakistan's ISI. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has now summoned Wikipedia executives in India to seek an explanation on how Indian cricketer Arshdeep Singh's Wikipedia page entry was changed to reflect Khalistani association. The high-level panel, likely to be chaired by the IT Ministry Secretary, would question Wikipedia executives in India about the checks and balances to place to prevent such edits. Now, what turns out from an investigation that's been done by Republic TV is that most of this entire trend was actually emanating from none other than Pakistan. The IP address also happens to be of one person in Pakistan who had first edited Arshdeep's Wikipedia page, and thereafter it was an Indian who had basically restored that very page. Take a look at this exclusive report, and then I go across to my colleagues from the Mumbai newsroom and Delhi newsroom, getting you the latest details.
Team India was targeted after the 5-wicket loss to Pakistan in the Asia Cup yesterday. Left-arm pacer cricketer Arshdeep Singh was the latest on the target of trolls after dropping a crucial game-changing catch of Pakistan's Asif Ali during the match. While Arshdeep Singh was subjected to abuses online, his Wikipedia page was vandalized with trolls linking him to Khalistani. On his Wikipedia page, his death date was added as 4th September 2022. The IP address 141.70.115.130 was traced to a vandal from Baden-Württemberg, Germany. In the second instance of vandalism, his name on the Wikipedia page was changed from Arshdeep Singh to Major Arshdeep Singh Bajwa. This was done by IP address 39.41.171.125, which was traced to Islamabad in Pakistan. The same troll even changed his place of birth from Mohali in Punjab and replaced it with Khalistani, Punjab. As the online war escalated, Indians are fighting back the trolls. One such user from Haryana changed his place of birth back to Punjab.
Team India cricketer Arshdeep Singh's Wikipedia page faced atrocious vandalism after the India-Pakistan match yesterday. We did a deep dive into where these edits were made from, where the vandalism originated, and here's what we found. The first case of vandalism. Arshdeep Singh's page has a birth date and a birth page. What it does not have is a date of death. This was added yesterday in the first instance of vandalism. It was done from this IP account. Let's find out where this is based. This is a stock internet IP locator. We enter our IP address, and what do we find? The edit was made from Germany, from Wallhausen in Germany. Someone thought it funny to add a date of death. Later, Arshdeep Singh's name and Arshdeep Singh's country are as they should be. However, someone thought it funny to change them. They changed it to Major Arshdeep Singh Bajwa and the country to Khalistani, Punjab. This is the controversial edit everyone is talking about. Where did this IP come from? Let's trace it. What does it say? It was done from Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan. There it says in clear letters that Khalistan and the Bajwa ending to Arshdeep's name were added from Pakistan. Last. Now the article has Khalistan in his origin. Someone changes it back to India. Who changed it back? Let's take a look. Here's the IP. we add it to our IP locator, and there it is. It was reverted to type from India in Haryana. So here we have 3 cases where there was vandalism done, one from Germany and the other 2 cases from Pakistan. And in all these cases, the reversion to the old one was done by Indians. And so there you have it, and the battle continued. There were edits made, there was reversion to type, and this continued until Wikipedia made Arshdeep's page protected, and only then did it end.
Taking objection to misinformation, Wikipedia's executives have been summoned by the centre, with Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar vowing that such incidents won't be permitted and that action will be taken. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Let me also bring in my colleague Ankit, who's got us this big exclusive. Ankit has been tracking the story very closely. Ankit, if you could just perhaps take our viewers through the big leads that are basically emerging. The fact that not just Pakistan, it is suspected that there could be other countries, the usual suspects. We've seen it in the case of Nupur Sharma. We've seen it in various other cases also. They've been overactive. And this time, it seems that Pakistan's ISI has also been part of it, sensing an opportunity.
When we did our deep dive on Wikipedia, is that you can trace all the steps and it tells you where the IPs are based from. And then we found out that it was in every case a external person who was doing it, whether it's from Germany or whether it's traced right from the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad. Here we have the story on Republic World. All of the 3 things that we've shown you, how earlier his name was Arshdeep Singh and his country was India. Later it was changed to Major Arshdeep Singh Bajwa and to Khalistani, Punjab. Similarly, someone thought it a wise idea to add a date of death there, Shavan. So this is just part 1 of our expose. There is another part where we have taken a look at all the tweets that had come in and we have geolocated them. And all of them are from within the territory around the various Pakistani cities. So we have drawn a radius of about 200 kilometers from all of them, and that's where most of these tweets originate. If you search basis Khalistan from Pakistan, you'll find out exactly where this is all coming from. So it was a targeted campaign and it was nefarious to say the least.
Well, thank you very much, Ankit, for getting us the latest detail. We're tracking down the story very closely, a pattern that has emerged, something that we had suspected, but now with evidence, it becomes abundantly clear that it is Pakistan's nefarious designs at work once again.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He's expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. The Supreme Court will hear the petition of TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee and his wife Ruchira Banerjee today to dismiss petitions that have been filed against ED summons. In the last hearing, the court, while giving interim relief to Abhishek Banerjee and Ruchira, had asked the ED to interrogate both of them in Kolkata. Amid several petitions that are to be heard today, the Supreme Court will hear petitions filed for the demand of enactment of population control laws. Now, this comes after several pleas were filed in the top court against repercussions of the increasing population in the country. The special CP of the Delhi Police's crime branch, while commenting on the Afghan national arrested for a drug trading charge, has said that a nexus is being unravelled with the trade involving terrorists, drug smugglers and gangsters, with the ISI operating this nexus.
अफगान नेशनल है वहीदुल्ला जो 2016 में इंडिया आया था मेडिकल वीज़ा के बहाने से। उसके बाद ये लोग ड्रग्स में इन्वॉल्व हो गए। जैसा आपको पता ही है, यूएस के जाने के बाद, अफगानिस्तान छोड़ने के बाद यूएस फोर्सेस के काफ़ी सारे अफगान नेशनल्स अब इसमें एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व हो गए। पहले जो कम स्तर पे था, वो काफ़ी लार्ज स्केल पे ड्रग्स स्मगलिंग हो रही है। बेसिकली लैंड रूट और सी रूट दोनों यूज़ हो रहे हैं। लैंड रूट पे जो पंजाब और राजस्थान और जम्मू कश्मीर बॉर्डर है, वहाँ पे ड्रोन्स के ज़रिए आते हैं। सी रूट पे जो गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र और केरला, कर्नाटका वाला जो कोस्ट है, वहाँ पे फिशिंग बोट्स और बड़े पोर्ट्स पे कंटेनर्स के थ्रू आ रहा है। और ये हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister N.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's 4-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister N.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
प्रॉफिट की गेम 80% है 80% 1 रुपए ਦੇ ਮਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ 20 ਪੈਸੇ गवर्नमेंट 20 पैसे ਦਾ माल ਹੁੰਦਾ 80 पैसे सारे साढ़े
टिंग में जो कंटेंट है इससे एक बात स्पष्ट होती है कि जो लोग भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ने की कसम खाकर आए थे वो आज दरअसल कट्टर भ्रष्टाचारी पार्टी के रूप में सामने आए।
Kejriwal made a mistake by backing Sisodia blindly, debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Sensational twist to Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP liquor gate face-off. BJP now puts out sting, exposes how liquor lobbies made money. Accused Sisodia silent on sting, says we'll watch first, then comment. After India's Arshdeep Singh's Wikipedia page targeted, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology summons Wikipedia executives, seeks explanation. LG versus Aam Aadmi Party face-off continues. LG initiates legal action against Aam Aadmi Party, sends legal notice to Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons. Liz Truss now beats Rishi Sunak by over 20,000 votes to become UK's third female Prime Minister. Viewers, we are live and breaking on Republic TV. I am Shivangi Shukla and it's Monday evening. Let's start off with what's happening. It's a face-off between the Delhi LG and the Aam Aadmi Party. Lieutenant Governor has initiated legal action against Aam Aadmi Party. LG slaps Aam Aadmi Party with cease and desist notice. Lieutenant Governor issues legal notice to Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons. In notice, LG has claimed that Aam Aadmi Party created fantastical sum of rupees 1,400 crores. Big news coming in, viewers, right now. Remember that both the Aam Aadmi Party and the Delhi LG have been trading accusations and charges for the past few days now, for the past few weeks, in fact. And now the Delhi Lieutenant Governor VK Saxena will be taking legal action against Aam Aadmi Party leaders, including MLAs Atishi, Saurabh Bhardwaj, Durgesh Pathak for what he is calling false allegations against him. This is what his office has said, and now we can tell you is that the legal notice has now been issued. The ALG has slapped the Aam Aadmi Party with a cease and desist notice. In fact, this has been given to Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. This is the big news we're tracking right now. Remember, the talk of legal action comes after Aam Aadmi Party leaders alleged that Saxena, during his previous assignment as the chairman of Khadi Village Industries Commission, converted banned currency notes to the tune of 1,400 crores during the demonetization in November 2016. So remember, this is where it all started, and our executive editor, Legal Rhythm, is joining me for more. Legal Rhythm, take us through exactly why this legal notice is extremely important at this point of time, and it's very interesting also that how will Aam Aadmi Party really reply to this, Rhythm?
Well, absolutely. The notice that has been given now from the LG to the Aam Aadmi Party gets straight to the fact about how allegations have been raised against him and his daughter in certain alleged scams. These are murky allegations that have been made for the past few days by the Aam Aadmi Party, which now faces legal action and a legal notice from the Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena on how they're raising and stating 17 lakhs became 14,000 crores. That's the crux of the matter. I'll now go on to this particular notice that has now been filed by his advocates Bani Dikshit that is with us. It starts off by talking about how epithets have been used against the LG, which is Chor and Dalal. They also say that the Twitter handles have directly or indirectly been suggesting and circulating hashtags on the LG, while also demanding an investigation by the CBI and the ED seeking his resignation from the post of the Lieutenant Governor. They also go on to say the allegations by the Aam Aadmi Party are lacking in the most basic merits. In the event that statements are at best hearsay, as we are showing, there are members of the Aam Aadmi Party, Jasmine Shah and others who are facing this notice. I'll give you their names in just a bit. But the most important part is Para G that has been filed in a legal notice by the Lieutenant Governor, where they say it may be known that the total khadi sale across the country during in 2016-17 was 21,046 crores as per KVIC annual report. There were only 7 departmental store outlets which are giving out details about what happened, and then they say that by any stretch of imagination, after giving out figures, the figure of 14,000 crores that the Aam Aadmi Party has come out with is not only incompatible with the real and unquestionable figures, but also recorded in the book of accounts that it's absolutely incorrect. They also say the notice by the Lieutenant Governor, he says that Aam Aadmi Party failed to bear in mind that the client has a right to repetition under Article 21, and all members are purporting to hold responsible offices. They should have been more responsible. Finally, in para 25, they say from now, cease and desist from making any false statements against the Lieutenant Governor. Remove all the defamatory content that is there. Immediately remove the defamatory content that's published on the Twitter handles of Sanjeev, Atishi, Jasmine, Saurabh Bhardwaj and others, and also the hashtag that has been used by them. Issue a press release directing members of Aam Aadmi Party and others to stop them from spreading false and defamatory statements. All this really coming out when the Aam Aadmi Party's MPs and Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh and others asked how he had given contracts to his own daughter while being on a constitutional post, and to that the refute that had come is that the KVIC stated the plan of design for the lounge was done by his daughter free of cost and as a goodwill gesture on her part. Keeping in mind all these details, that's how the notice is now gone, and legal action being taken by the Lieutenant Governor against the Aam Aadmi Party.
Right. Also, if you could help us understand, Rhythm, that how do we expect this to really play out here when it comes to the legal recourse that the Delhi LG is taking? What do you think will be the response of Aam Aadmi Party right now when it comes to a legal recourse that they will take from their side? Because they continue standing by their statement. They have said again and again that there was some corruption which was done by the Delhi LG back in the year 2016. So how do you think that this case will progress forward in the next few days?
Law, because now this matter is going to be heard. If they don't desist from stating all the words that they've said when they say that the LG illegally awarded contract to his daughter during the term at KVIC, if they don't desist from making such statements, if they don't remove them from all the content, they will be facing and being sued for defamation across the board. I'm very sure the Lieutenant Governor will be moving the Delhi High Court and will try and get an immediate restraining order for them, and to ensure that there is an interim injunction on the kind of language that is being used by them. So this is very clearly the next step. We're also on the phone line by RP Singh is joining us of the BJP on the phone line. RP Singh, finally, and the LG sends a notice to the Aam Aadmi Party. He's been telling them remove all the defamatory content or face legal action.
Well, for any respectable person, that's the only course which is left, because the way they have been maligning, or they have been trying to malign the LG, I don't think LG is left with any other option. And he has right to protect his image, and no one can play with it, especially he being the LG of the city. They can't drag him in the politics of their political gambit. So he had all the right to go against the party and then file a case. He said earlier that yes, they are going to file a defamation case, and he is doing so.
Yes, absolutely. And this will be the next step, RP Singh, because murky allegations are being made against the LG. This time when these allegations are being made, they are holding press conferences and doing these protests. But the bottom line is they have no proof to say and state how 17 lakhs became 14,000 crores.
Well, they'll have to prove it in the court, or they will have to pay the money. And I'm hopeful that LG won't take it back once, because Mr. Kejriwal is known for taking his words back, eating his words, and I'm hopeful that LG will not take it and then ensure that this criminal proceeding happens against all those who have raised such dubious or such allegations, frivolous allegations.
The BJP spokesperson there absolutely clarifying that the Lieutenant Governor will take more legal action, and he could also be moving the courts of law.
Right, Rhythm. Well, thank you, Rhythm, for joining us with all those details. Rhythm Bhardwaj, our executive editor, legal, really breaking down what's happening right now. We can expect another face-off between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Delhi LG at this point of time, because even though there were many provocations, in fact, from the Aam Aadmi Party toward the Delhi LG, it seems as if the Delhi LG is now pushing ahead and going ahead with the legal action, and he's initiated the legal action against Aam Aadmi Party. All right, let's have a look at the other big story we're tracking right now. A mining mafia shocker case emerges from UP's Agra district, where 13 tractors in a matter of just 50 seconds broke the barricades of a toll. Here's more on that.
Another case of mining mafia shocker from Uttar Pradesh is Agra. The mining mafia en route Agra broke the toll barrier and pulled out 13 tractors in a matter of 50 seconds. The administration and the people were taken by a jolt after 13 alleged sand-laden tractors went on to break the toll without stopping. The tractors were allegedly carrying illegal sand from Chambal region. Manning mafia breaking the toll barrier while authorities tried to stop them. Meanwhile, case against these mining mafias has been filed. Remember, several mining mafia cases have come forth in Uttar Pradesh before. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Viewers, we continue to be live and breaking this Monday evening after India's Arshdeep Singh's Wikipedia page targeted. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology summons Wikipedia executives, seeks explanation. Plus, Liz Truss beats Rishi Sunak by over 20,000 votes to become UK's third female Prime Minister. Stay tuned.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's 4-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's 4-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Viewers, getting some big breaking at this point of time, getting latest update after Wikipedia executives were summoned. What we are learning, according to our sources, is that the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has taken note of the edited Wikipedia page linking cricketer Arshdeep Singh to Khalistan. And in fact, the ministry is expected to initiate action on Wikipedia. Big news coming in is that the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has taken note of that edited Wikipedia page, and action will be expected soon on Wikipedia. Big news coming in. To give you a background on what is really happening, the young Indian pacer Arshdeep Singh was subjected to brutal trolling for dropping a catch in an India-Pakistan match in Dubai on Sunday. And after that, his Wikipedia page was also vandalized. claiming a Khalistan association. So this is the big news that we're tracking for you. But Republic Media Network has busted the Pakistani propaganda. And what we have learned is that the changes that were made, Republic has verified from multiple services that IP address belonged to Pakistan and the meddling was done from its capital, Islamabad. That's what we're learning so far. But we can also tell you is that there is some action being taken as well when it comes from the government side. According to our sources, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has taken note of that edited Wikipedia page linking cricketer Arshdeep Singh to Khalistan, and we can soon expect that some action will be taken on Wikipedia. And the high-level panel there is, in fact, would question these Wikipedia executives about the checks and balances in place to prevent such edits in the future. Big update coming in on this case, viewers. We will keep you ahead on this story. Now let's have a look at what else is making news from across the nation. In a big expose by the BJP on liquor scam, the ruling party announced a sting operation addressing a press conference. A big expose by BJP in Liquorgate scam. The sensational tape featured accused Kin, who allegedly could be seen making policy. BJP launches sensational tape and Liquorgate scam. Mega confessions were made by the kin of accused on tape, saying it is a 80% profit gain.
प्रॉफिट ਦੀ ਗੇਮ ਤੇ 80% ਹੈ 80% 1 ਰੁਪਏ ਦੇ ਮਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ 20 ਪੈਸੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ 20 ਪੈਸੇ ਦਾ ਮਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ 80 ਪੈਸੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਅੱਛਾ 1+1 ਕਰਨ ਡਰ ਗਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ 80 ਇੰਨੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਐਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਐਤਕੀ ਚਾਲੇ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 20 ਦਾ ਮਾਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਦਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਵੇਚੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫਿਕਸ ਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ
As BJP launches Liquorgate, sting huge corruption by Aam Aadmi Party was allegedly exposed in a big expose. The tape showed accused allegedly confessing that 80% commission was fixed for Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia. The sting operation exposed Kulvinder Marwah, the father of Sunny Marwah, accused number 13. After sensational video was exposed by BJP against Aam Aadmi Party's Liquorgate policy, the Saffron Party is in a press conference there said more videos will be released in the matter.
एक स्टिंग हो गया है जो पब्लिक डोमेन में है, स्टिंग मास्टर का स्टिंग हो गया है और इस स्टिंग में जो कंटेंट हैं जो आप अभी देखेंगे, इससे एक बात स्पष्ट होती है कि जो लोग भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ने की कसम खाकर आए थे, वो आज दरअसल कट्टर भ्रष्टाचारी पार्टी के रूप में सामने आई है।
Reacting on the mega liquor sting, Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia said he has not watched the sting and will respond only after he watches the whole tape.
Amity University in London, accredited by Quality Assurance Agency UK and licensed by the Government of UK, offers MBA and BBA degrees at its central London campus. Embark on a global career with a globally recognized UK university degree. To apply, visit amity.edu/London.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's four-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. The Supreme Court will hear the petition of TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee and his wife Ruchira Banerjee today to dismiss petitions that have been filed against ED summons. In the last hearing, the court, while giving interim relief to Abhishek Banerjee and Ruchira, had asked the ED to interrogate both of them in Kolkata. Amid several petitions that are to be heard today, the Supreme Court will hear petitions filed for the demand of enactment of population control laws. Now, this comes after several pleas were filed in the top court against repercussions of the increasing population.
Viewers, some more development coming in. PM announces new schools project. He tweeted and I quote here. Today on Teachers' Day, I'm glad to announce a new initiative, the development and upgradation of 14,500 schools across India under the Pradhan Mantri School for Rising India Yojana. These will be later on become the model schools which will encapsulate the full spirit of NEP. Big news coming in right now where the Prime Minister announcing a new school project and tweeting about it at this point of time, viewers. Big news coming in. Remember that earlier as well, the Education Minister has said the central government has been in the process to establish PM Shri schools, which aim to prepare students for the future as well. All right, time for a very short break. Much more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned. Well, sensational twist to Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP liquor gate face-off. BJP now puts out sting, exposes how liquor lobbies made money. Plus, LG versus Aam Aadmi Party face-off continues. LG initiates legal action against Aam Aadmi Party, sends legal notice to the spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party.
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's four-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक हैं वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's four-day visit to India begins today. The Prime Minister will reportedly focus on connectivity, energy, food security, as well as trade and investment opportunities between two countries. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Mumbai. Amit Shah will visit the pandal of Lal Bagh Cha Raja, one of the oldest and most popular Ganesh mandals in Mumbai. He is expected to hold a meeting with party leaders ahead of PMC polls. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in his visit to Chennai will launch 26 schools and 15 model schools of Tamil Nadu government today. He, along with Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, will be present at the event. Amid Bihar's political turmoil, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to meet the opposition leaders today. Nitish Kumar is expected to meet Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, among others, during his visit to the national capital.
Today it's a very big day, organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government.
तकरीबन 31 विधायक जो मेफेयर रिजॉर्ट में झारखंड सरकार के रुके हुए थे, उनकी रवानगी आज यहां से हो चुकी है। बाहर निकल रहे हैं विधायक, आप देखिए जो विधायक है वो एक एक करके यहां पर निकल रहे हैं।
Cops here in Karnataka found dead in Belagavi as an audio tape goes viral. Mystery over sexual abuse charges in the audio tape doing the rounds on social media. Did the tape lead to the seer's suicide? There's also a letter doing the rounds. The story in Belagavi, Karnataka getting bigger. There's an explosive liquor case sting which is out, but the Aam Aadmi Party is silent on the sting and the allegation. Is there an 80% profit game in the liquor scandal that hits New Delhi? Sensational details in the sting tape. Delhi Lieutenant Governor sends a legal notice to the Aam Aadmi Party leadership once again. Top cricketers Wikipedia is targeted by Pakistanis. Wikipedia executives have been summoned by the government. Liz Truss takes over as the new UK Prime Minister. She beats Rishi Sunak by a big margin. Thank you for joining us on the biggest story tonight. I'm Niranjan. A story from Belagavi in Karnataka. For the last few weeks, the story of the Muruga Mutt seer in Chitradurga has been in the headlines. And this morning, another story from Belagavi where the Guru Madivaleshwar Bhatt, the Mutt seer, was found dead. This is the Guru Madivaleshwar Mutt in Belagavi in Karnataka. And he was found dead after a tape, an audio tape, was doing the rounds, making very, very serious allegations against some very top seers. Republic is tracking that story very carefully. There are some very, very serious charges that are made in this tape. It's a tape of conversation between two women, one who has been in mutts for about 18 years, where she's narrating what happens in the mutts while speaking to someone else who reportedly was involved in the administration of a mutt. The story is sensational because it details what happens inside some of these mutts. Now, all of these are allegations, but the seer who was found dead has detailed out in a suicide note the reason why he took that step. Here's that audio tape. It's a long tape, about 9 to 10 minutes long, detailing out that conversation. It has a lot of names that are mentioned as well, but Republic
is withholding the names. Take a look or listen in to the allegations made in the tape.
ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು?
ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಅಕ್ಕ.
ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ನಡೆದಿರೋ ಘಟನೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತವ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಲಪಂಗ್ರು ಅಂತ.
ಹೌದ್ರಕ್ಕ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಕ್ಕ?
ನಾನು ಬೆಳಗಾವಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಹೌದ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ, ನಾನು ಈಗ 6-7 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಪುರಾವೆ ಇಲ್ದ ನಾವ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ?
ಅವ್ರ ಒಬ್ರೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಸಮುದಾಯದಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ರು ಮಠ, ಜಾತಿಗೊಂದು ಮಠ, ಪೀಠ, ಗುರು ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅಷ್ಟ್ರು ಹಾಗೆ ಇದಾರಕ್ಕ ಅವ್ರು.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಬಸವಕಲ್ಯಾಣದ ಅಕ್ನಗಮ್ಮ ಗವಿಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರೆಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋರು.
ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಭಾವಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕ ಹೆದರ್ತಾರ
ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಿರಿಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಳು ಸಾಧಕಿನ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು.
ಹೌದು, ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳ ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿನಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನೋ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿತ್ತಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಕೆಲವರು.
ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಅವಳು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ಲು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಆಸ್ಟ್ರೇಲಿಯಾ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಬರೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಅವಳದು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಗಂಡ ಲೆಕ್ಚರು ಮಠದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ತರಿಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ.
ಹೌದ್ರಿ.
40 ಲಕ್ಷ.
So that was an excerpt of that audio tape which is doing the rounds. Republic does not vouch for the authenticity of that tape, and that was the tape that is doing the rounds, over which this seer, a very, very top seer, was found dead. Now some of the followers at that mutt in Belagavi in Karnataka are denying the allegations made in the long tape, which is roughly about 9 to 10 minutes long. Some names are taken, but the followers are denying those charges outright. Tracking the story closely on Republic TV. On to another top headline here on Republic TV. For the last few weeks, ever since Boris Johnson was forced to almost step down, the fight for the UK Prime Minister's post has been on. It's been a hardly contested battle between Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak was leading the battle for a few days, but Liz Truss overtook him, and she's won convincingly to go on to become the next UK Prime Minister. Let's first play out her speech after the victory was announced. Here's Liz Truss's promise to the people of United Kingdom.
Well, thank you, Sir Graham. It's an honour to be elected as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. I'd like to thank the 1922 committee, the party chairman and the Conservative Party for organising one of the longest job interviews in history. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank my family, my friends, my political colleagues and all of those who helped on this campaign. I'm incredibly grateful for all of your support. I'd like to pay tribute to my fellow candidates, particularly Rishi Sunak. It's been a hard-fought campaign. I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party. And I also want to thank our outgoing leader, my friend, Boris Johnson. Boris, you got Brexit done. You crushed Jeremy Corbyn. You rolled out the vaccine and you stood up to Vladimir Putin. You were admired from Kiev to Carlisle. Friends and colleagues, thank you for putting your faith in me to lead our great Conservative Party, the greatest political party on earth.